My name is Joe Blum.
I'm Dillon Hoffman.
And here's our commentary on These Four Walls.
All right. Go.
Action. Okay. Greetings, Earthlings.
We're here to do a commentary on our short but our beloved These Four Walls. We've been wanting to do commentaries for the longest time, so we figured what better time and to do it on one of our favorite films, one of the ones that we worked hardest on. We're not going to be able to say everything.
We always sit down and talk together about our films. We're always laughing about our films, and I think that there's no better way to enjoy that than to share it with our audience.
One thing that we do have that's going to be awesome that we've been saving, that I've been saving since the movie, and it's probably actually going to be gross and not awesome. But during this, we had 2 beers left over from the movie. 2 beers. I mean, it's real beer in here, but I just, did the aging and stuff on the caps and got rid of the logos and stuff. But this is what we're going to drink while we commentary on this guy.
And while we're here, I just want to say that there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you people miss that is something as simple as this, where this man right here is honestly the magic behind what makes this film the film. I think that the acting is great. I think that everything is great, but all of the aging that you'll see, everything that it was all purposely made to look the way that it looked. It wasn't an accident. Everything was intentional. And to just the very simplest thing, some things you didn't even see that he took out of his time to do. And this is a great tribute to be able to sit here and be able to drink these right now and share that.
Appreciate it, bud. I mean, you too.
And honestly, I'm happy that we can sit here and drink these because that means that I didn't drink all of them.
We drank a lot of real beer during filming that. Real cigarettes that we rolled and stuff, and that green beans, raw green beans that he actually ate. This is real that he had to deal with.
So cheers.
Cheers, bud.
That. Hell yeah. Cheers to These Four Walls. And
These
cheers
Four
to
Walls.
The future. Cheers to the future of this film as well.
Doesn't taste old to me.
Wow. No.
I mean,
I just had a Yingling yesterday, so it definitely tastes old, but it tastes good.
It was worth it. This is how I felt when we finished the film. Without further ado, These Four Walls.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, we're here anyway.
It's begun.
So I drive up in this Jeep. Let's put it this way. This location was something that I've wanted big time. I really wanted to fight to get this location. And I remember driving to make this story. This is one of the reasons why I made this story. It was like locations like this. We didn't get as much into it as I wanted to, I guess. But we've got enough for what I wanted. And my mom helped us lock this location, having signed release forms and stuff like that. So
got legit about it.
Probably the most, I don't think we've ever done that before.
Yeah, I'd say that was the most professional and most, you had the most professionalism with making this film.
Yeah, that makes sense. And to be able to have had this, I'm just really appreciative of it because it really sets that location. And I want to give a shout out to Ashwin as well, who did this music, him and his team at Shimmer Studios in Chennai, because they really set this feel up for this film and really, made it come together.
I still love it was funny how it worked because we caught that sunset just in time.
Oh yeah,
we went from filming the first shot that you saw there to hurrying up, going probably about a half a mile down the road to set up in the freezing cold and get that sunset just in time.
Yeah.
It was perfect for that title.
And I was hoping for more snow. My intentions, the week before we filmed this, we had so much snow. And I was just so excited. It was the whole point of us getting the snow. And unfortunately, we didn't get it for this film. But we got a little bit. We got a little bit of snow here and there.
Just enough.
But we were really hoping for that snow. But it's okay. This is our first night of filming. This is also the time that we did the sunset and everything. Obviously, the picture and the arrest warrant or whatever it's called was all made pre-made.
Damn.
The beard took 2 hours every time we did it. We had to do twice for the picture and then the first day of filming, and then
Oh, there was also a test.
Well, the test was that time.
Was it for the picture?
When we did the pictures, yeah. I only think we did it twice,
Smart.
right?
That was smart of us. I would have swore the first time that we did it was just for shits and giggles.
Oh, yeah, I think we only did it twice. So 4 hours total.
Wow.
There's me and my high waters. That's always fun to look at. I remember pulling in, and you can see there's a block back there, a piece of wood in front of my tire, because that would help me know when I had to stop, but it never worked out right. We got it working out right once, at least. Gotta love the Confederate flag. That always puts, somebody in...
Yeah, that's especially in these trying times. That's one thing that is definitely... it sets the mood.
Oh, yeah. There's Joe, his first appearance in this film.
Classic. Every time I show people the trailer, they're like,
"Oh, Emmett,
are you being that creepy bastard?"
Yep. And he plays it too. He really does.
I don't even know who I was when I was doing this.
No, you definitely became someone else. You created this character.
I emulated Emmett the best way that I could.
This was cold. For some reason, all these shots out here, even though we shoot them out of place. Oh, that is always nice. When we shoot them out of place, they were all the same night. All the outside shots here. I'm working on a missing persons case.
Oh, even the beard, I forgot.
My beard
was
a little fuller.
Fuller, yeah.
I got complimented by somebody random here in Pittsburgh once about my beard. Really? Remember I told you about, after I started growing in, some random lady was like, before COVID happened, she's like, "Oh, your beard looks really nice on you." And I'm like,
"It does. It
Thanks.
does. You got that shape and everything coming down from your bottom lip. Got that W. God, gross looking mofo. Got that. That was the whole reason why we had even. It's a sock. I put a sock on my arm just to cover
forgot about that.
Because this just didn't feel. The piano was just not appropriate.
No, it wouldn't fit his look and feel. And we did lighting tests and stuff before this, shot tests and everything, but we destroyed his house, we made it look the way it looks. It never looked. It was always homey, but now we made it look really like a place you did not want to be.
She's a very pretty woman.
That's my mom up there on the wall. We did those photos up in a place where we usually film a lot too. All the wallpaper on the walls were something that I had to make for weeks on end, where we'd have to put tea and stuff to make them look aged, and put them in the oven, and then cut them up pieces and tape them to cover the windows.
That's just my
mother's favorite animals.
And those rabbits are actually his.
Yeah, yep.
Go ahead and name them off.
Emma, Ches, and Walter.
Wally Bear.
Ches is the brown on top. I think Emma was in the middle there. She'll be the one that she looks at the camera a lot.
Oh yeah.
And then Walter didn't get featured. Walter really didn't make the cut. He's on the bottom, so he doesn't really get seen.
And they were not fun to film with because they made so many noises.
Oh, yeah,
and this night started getting long.
It did, yeah. We had a long 3 days. We just pounded this. We pounded all this out in 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
And his shots, we had more time with Joe's shots, but when it came to my shots, it was the last shots because we did all his and then we did all mine up in this kitchen. And we were rush. At this point, we had to go, and it was 7 a.m. almost. And I'm like, okay, just one time, just get it going. If I screw up, start over real quick, do it again. There's those beers. It's the beers that we're drinking right now.
Can't believe that. I really can't. That's crazy.
And they were warm.
Ran away.
They were.
They were warm beers.
They were. It's a good thing I don't.
You really felt.
I didn't have too much preference with.
You were in that character, so you didn't care. You're like,
No.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I got this outfit from a thrift store.
Yeah, looks fresh as hell.
There's lawyer business cards in the pocket still. I was like, it's great. It works out then.
Everything was so gross. There's rabbit shit on the table.
Oh yeah, we put rabbit shit on the table.
Just literally specifically took rabbit poop to put it on the table just to add the intensity of the grossness. Ash everywhere.
Wait till you get to the basement too. We had to clear that whole basement out. That table came from that basement that they have down there.
Asbestos.
I was gonna say asbestos down there. We realized that we trying to put lights up and realized we kind of messed with. That was not fun.
It is.
Probably took off a couple years of her life.
Oh, and I did want to take a second to just make a shout out to Kaylin too, because during all of this, she hid herself upstairs, pretty much the entire time, and she really gave us the time to be able to make this magic happen. And took away her comfort to be able to even make this possible. So I did want to take a second.
And she's allergic to cigarette smoke, and that all went straight up there.
Right. So she did really put her feelings and her lifestyle aside just for us to be able to make this happen.
And his girlfriend Kaylin is the one in that picture that you just seen a little bit ago. She's the one that is missing.
Sophie O'Reilly, 17-year-old.
She really is not 17-year-old, but
no.
Our records indicate that you were a frequent visitor of that coffee shop, specifically within these last 2 months. And it was always around the time that Sophie was working. But you know what? That's not the strange thing.
I honestly don't even. I'm just like into it, so I don't know what to say.
Well,
But
no, you
Go to
can't.
this coffee shop.
It's just stuff like that, like Joe putting his foot up there.
You'd go to this
That was
coffee
his
shop,
idea.
but you'd
That's just,
never
you know,
purchase anything.
a thing
Just-
he wanted to do.
Just read your newspaper. What's up with that?
you know, the light we have here too. It was just the one light, right?
Did we end up going with? Did you drill that one light in like?
Sure.
I
Where
think
is it?
I drilled
Right-
the light
like
into
right
the
on
wall.
top.
You mentioned that you
Yeah, right, like almost in the ceiling into the wall, right above the table, and it's actually the light we're using now. It's an LED light, and it changes, like color, like warmths and colds, and that's all we used.
Yeah,
For
it's
that
hard,
shot.
it's hard to believe. Yeah, that was one of the
not a
hardest parts
crime.
was lighting that kitchen and finding
But
out.
you're
the
telling
perfect
me-
light.
Because we were gonna, with
the
how the way
times
we
you've
shoot,
been to
it's
that
just
coffee
us.
shop?
It's just us two right now shooting the
that you have
scene.
never
And
seen.
honestly, this film makes that room look a lot bigger than what it is.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
there was very limited space to work.
That camera had to be like against the wall every time we had to film something because it was just like right there.
So have you seen Sophie?
Yeah, the only thing we're missing right now is we should be snacking on green beans.
Oh, you want me to open one? I'll open one. We'll just start eating some green beans.
Oh, I really wish we could.
Boy, oh boy. But yeah, I mean, all this stuff, like we
Even in the back, look in the back there. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, in the kitchen.
all of that, everything was placed very specifically to make sure that we emulated this gross motherfucker the
Yeah.
best way that we could.
And it really created you. I think once you put that costume on, and the beer and everything, it created somebody different. A lot of people don't even know that's you.
Yeah. Yeah, some people ask me, they're like, please tell me that's not the capabilities of your beard and that you like to grow it out like that.
It'd be awesome.
I
If
was
you
like-
grew that beard out, I'd be like,
Sometimes
yeah,
I was offended. I'm like, if I could grow a beard that big, I would actually be rocking the shit out of that. Except I'd probably put a little twisty tie on it, so it'd be like a Viking beard.
Oh, they're going to like bejewel it or whatever they're called.
Oh, but yeah, jeweling it.
Bejeweling?
Bejewel-
Yeah, little diamonds and
Yeah,
stuff.
oh
Maybe
my
a couple,
goodness.
one or two.
I
Like
would just
maybe a
put
strand.
Ornaments.
Christmas
Those
ornaments.
hipster beards. That's what I would.
I
do.
feel like yours should be more tame though. If that was actually your beard, like it should
Oh,
be more
probably.
tamed. You
Yeah,
know?
I feel like I'm the kind of guy that if my beard was all scraggly, I would straighten it.
So bad for your health.
Well, yeah, you do now. You have a beard, brush and everything.
No, I mean with a straightener and everything.
Oh, you take the time out to do that.
I
You
would.
Like the
Would, and
beard
then- and
stink
then it
come
would
up and just
The beard stink.
yeah, burning beard. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. Ooh, burning beard. That's a great song.
Band?
Clutch.
Oh, that's a real
Strong
that's a real song.
Yeah.
to do something.
Yeah. Me and my CTH covered
Although
it.
you
We played it.
Burning beard, huh?
bad.
Yeah. It was solid. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
And Kaylin
She took a lot of pictures to try to get the perfect one.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
I was
it.
like, this one works. It was like a last minute too. I'm like, okay, we got to get this so I can get this printed off because we're about to film. This has not been the easiest film to film.
Between the timing, the environment that we had to work with,
The hours.
the weather,
Well, as you can see,
everything. Because he's living in Pittsburgh. I'm still living in St. Mary's, so he had a very small window to be like, hey, this is the amount of time that we have to make this work. And I had personal stuff that went on that ended up completely that would have put a halt on all of it. But luckily enough, he was able to get his cousin Cole to be able to come out, and he'll explain later the shots
morning
that
that Sophie
Cole
went missing.
helped out with.
And Kaylin helped too. When you
Oh,
left.
that's right. Yeah,
Kaylin helped
that's
as well.
right. Kaylin did help as well.
Because we're in this basement. You'll eventually see in this basement. We're like crouched the whole time for hours, and it was
You
killing
can't
our
stand up,
backs.
especially him.
Because I think we went to the basement this night too, right?
We should have.
Yeah.
At the very, I don't think that we.
Or did we spend 2 nights in the basement? 2 days worth?
It was definitely 2 days.
Because we had to black out the basement to make it
definitely
look
2 days.
like
I
it was
don't-
dark too.
Yeah, we didn't film any basement, but I know that we started setting some stuff up.
I think we
For
pre-set
the
up
basement.
stuff. Everything was set up in the basement. Oh no, because that light was outside, so we might have moved it downstairs. Because we're working with no lights. With one set of lights, so we have to
Yeah.
make work for everything, which broke, and my dad had to fix that night. It was a very hard film to film. There's a lot of
It's hectic.
anything that
Hectic.
went wrong on this one.
It's hectic.
For 2 people to do, it was hard.
We got so hungry that we actually got mad at each other.
Oh, it was. I think we yelled the most on this film out of any other
Yeah.
film. So we're just like,
Yeah.
we were over it at the.
But it
by
was
the
also,
time.
it's funny though, because that's the kind of dynamic that our characters had with each other.
yeah.
That it didn't come out, but you had that feeling inside the whole time.
And I think it
It's
helped
tense,
us.
right.
I think it helped us, especially because at this point, like whenever it's on me, I'm already pissed at this point. I'm fucking irritated. I'm like, let's get this shit done.
Right.
You know?
It's like we all know. Even the audience knows. You know what I mean? This film is very direct as far as like knowing who it is, why it is. It's just a matter of how is it going to go down. How is he going to find out, and what's he going to do about it?
Yeah. And that handwriting sucks. That's just me. What am I going to do?
This cigarette gets stuck on his lip too earlier.
Oh, yeah. In the bloopers, you know, freaks, you know, like I pull up into the cherry. Just like,
We'll find that girl. We'll find her alive.
I still have that. I had that picture frame hung up at home.
the
The
rabbits
rabbit one, right?
my mom gave you guys.
Funny thing about leaving behind.
I can't believe all the tape we used.
It's
Like-
a pretty significant amount of masking tape.
Well, you know, and the thing about it is that was a really good idea to be able to cover those without worrying about, because I was worried about daylight, nighttime, like just be able to cover it, don't see any outside light or anything like that, to see him as a real recluse. I'm like, what's the best way? Take all this old newspapers and cut them up and tape all the
just
pieces.
Tape it all up.
That took the longest, I think, out of everything other than editing, was taping all
Putting
this
it
stuff
together.
and aging this newspaper.
Do me a favor. Please, don't come back to bother me unless it actually has something to do with
A lot of voiceovers throughout, like random voiceovers that we couldn't get the right audio, because again, it's just us and it's this boom that we have now on a tripod that we had to move. It was hard to try to color correct too, because the lighting always seemed like it was like different all the time, because we don't have levels or anything. It's just we kind of just shoot and go and hopefully it works.
I will say to this day, for as particular as Emmett was about making sure that that his windows were completely covered, I'm surprised that he did not notice that you tore that off.
Oh, he's got some
sneaky.
plans. He's like, all right, I've been holding this in. I gotta go. I gotta get this shit going here.
One sneaky motherfucker. And this is definitely a highlight coming up here.
I love how that light kind of bounces on the side of me that we had from way out there. We wanted a different song for this, by the way, but we could, copyrights, so we found something else. This one still works. I still like it, but the other one would have been like really.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Which was actually
By mistake, it was that record that we're playing right now. We were like, what if this actually worked? We played it, it actually worked.
Literally, just took it, opened it, made a joke.
That ass crack.
But
let's see.
But yeah, we set it down. We put the needle on the record there, played it, and was just listening to it, and we listened, and the words almost lined up impossibly perfectly.
And that the song was "Ain't Misbehaving" by.
Oh.
Very polite.
I just put the record cover away yesterday.
I would say it any other day, but because I'm on camera, I'm like,
because right.
We'll
because
think of
we're
it.
right here.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll put like a little like
word. But what he's rubbing on him, everyone wants to know. It is just petroleum jelly and
everyone wants to know. I wasn't
oh yeah,
aware
no,
that
everyone's like,
everyone
what is he rubbing?
petroleum jelly and baby oil is just mixed in
And
there.
for the record, you would think that what I was doing there is something that I did not come up with or choose on my own will, but unfortunately, it was my own choice to be that weird and take it to that level.
And
It felt necessary.
my mom, like I said, is in the lady in the picture. She had no idea what we were doing.
No.
I showed her this after it was been done, and my mom, my dad, my brother, everyone's just sitting there like,
Yeah, it was a pretty big. This is definitely a big shock and awe moment, because even the conversation that you have with Emmett earlier, you really wouldn't think you might have thought he was weird, but you didn't think that it was gonna be this kind of way. I got Vaseline in my beard, you know what I mean? Like, oh my
your
goodness,
sleek down hair. You're like, ooh, look at that, look at that.
Look at it all.
And the rabbit's like, I'm out, I'm out.
I'm sorry.
And you push your gut out, by the way,
I
right?
do,
Remember
yeah,
that?
hard.
You're like, I'm pushing
Hard.
my gut out extra for this
as
shot.
hard as I could. As hard as I could.
Like I said, by the end of this time, by like me looking like that, my neck was so raw from the cold and like the collar just rubbing up against. We thought we were gonna lose all of these earrings. We only had 2, and every time we drop them, they would get lost.
Yeah.
That's the only one we have left, I think.
Yep.
And I still have it.
Oh, I fucking knew it.
Yeah, you did know it.
This is where he fucking gets crazy.
Should
Let's go.
already did something about it while you had the upper hand there, Detective White. God, this is one of my favorite moments right there. Music's blaring, coming there,
The tension.
and it's just right.
And then this idiot just hit, like, even the record, like, I had to age the record so you didn't see it, which, what's his name? It bothers me now.
I'm not going to remember it.
No, because I'm thinking about this now. This shot right here was actually shot with my cousin Cole. We had to dress it real quick and relight it because he was not there. Well, Joe had left at that point because he had a family emergency. So most of these shots right here, my cousin Cole did for me. So this is he really saved this production because I didn't know, because this was a give or take at this point. This is like the most important shots, some of these.
Yeah, we already invested so much time, and at that point, if we would have dropped it, he only had he had a very small window to work with me in order to get this to work. And some of these basement shots that I wasn't even a part of are some of my absolute favorite shots of the film. Honestly, I should just say my favorite because they really are. The dolly shots, everything. It really
the
pulls
lighting
it together. Makes that moment what it was.
This is what really filmed
too. Just the whole depth of field.
Yeah, and the basement really was not that big.
No, not at all. Not at all.
There's asbestos above me right there. Those pipes wrapped in asbestos. We had to put that light that you see up there. That's caused like this. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? I'm like, oh, it's asbestos. That's great.
Oh, that's right.
I almost want to say nothing for this shot. We're just gonna let this happen.
Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen that.
And this is also hard to color correct and everything. Between changing when he gets up, it cuts off the light, and I had to like.
Oh, I haven't seen this in long enough that it's definitely got me feeling freaked out. God, there's fake mommy.
And that's just a mannequin I got from my parents' store. Boom, right there. And that punch is from my cousin Cole as well, because that shot, the opposite shot of me, Joe was not there. Mm-hmm. Those are real spider webs down in Joe's old apartment basement. Mm-hmm. Helped.
These are some of my favorite shots too.
Yeah, just the natural, just let it be.
Yeah, somehow because of how everything was set up.
The makeup too, like between doing your makeup and my makeup, like they actually ended up looking really decent.
You fool.
My husband said he spilled wine.
Oh, that sounds so nice. Your husband. It makes me so happy. They got married. I'm so happy about that. It makes my heart happy. You're gross.
I am so gross. And
that whole basement was gross. Kaylin had to lay on the nasty floor. We're rolling around on the floor. I'm shirtless, crawling around on the floor.
It was late.
For shots that we didn't even use.
Late at this point. It was like...
Oh yeah, I had to
pick just to put this in perspective. Not too much longer after we continued filming, I had to pick up drop my mom off at work, and she works at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So
Kaylin's makeup.
She did not want it. She was just like she couldn't sit still when I was trying to put this makeup on. So eventually, I was just like,
all right,
and I just took my hands and wiped it all over her face, and I just
it looks like shit. It's fine. It looks like shit. It's fine.
And we went down. We filmed it.
Yeah, and after, honestly, in post, she looks so dead. She looks so dead. Oh God, yeah, there's no life there.
The blue. I didn't even remember putting that bluish on her lips. It's
right. Between
Nat King Cole.
Crusting Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole
Thank
ain't
you.
Misbehaving, by the way.
Thank you. Now I don't have to feel like you don't have to feel like a turd.
I'm not going to fill it in.
Remember.
I'm not going to fill it in. It's just going to be this tension, too, of, like, this build-up right here. Like, when that music plays again, and he just... Oh, by the way, all that smog and fog and whatever is in there in the basement, that's just from my vape. I just would... to try to, like, get that vapes, to build up. This was actually one of our last shots we were going to actually use to film this movie, like, as to end it. We had a whole completely different shot where he, like, came to the side of me, and, like, I looked at him, and then I would close my eyes, and it would just end. And we filmed it, and it's in the bloopers, but we just didn't like it. We liked that, and that's what it was.
Something about that, just just feel, it put you in the perspective of Detective White, and it makes you feel so small. and so
Yes.
helpless.
Because you wanted to
You
feel
know what I
down
mean?
here while
Right.
he's up
It's
here,
just-
towering over.
And that's why I honestly think that, not a complaint, but one of the biggest complaints was that, you know what I mean, that it didn't go on beyond
Actually,
that.
this shot right here at the very end of the credits,
yeah.
that is the shot of you coming over and
Around-
looking
on
at
you.
me, like.
Yeah, which still
But it was a
creepy
test
as
shot. It
hell.
It was a test shot, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like most people wanted to see beyond that. But I feel like the fact that at that point that I was towering over him and, you know, he's all tied up and shit, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to go on from there. And honestly, the fact that you even get the opportunity to imagine it is a really important part of this to us as well. I don't know if that's what our intention was at the time, but what it ended up becoming ended up working out.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's
best.
everyone's intention when you film something, to have them
Be able to interpret
into it,
Yeah.
feel like they're involved as much as possible. But I've had really good compliments and people that know me personally who have watched this and has said that when they watch this, they don't think of me anymore. I'm a completely different person, and I would hope the
It's
same
so
for you.
important.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Right.
we put our to juggle both production and acting into this. We did it. I think we really did it on this one.
Yeah. It's an art. It really is.
You know,
It's
and I think it's good to be proud of something that you've done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just think that this is definitely the entity that is the growth of what we've been working towards all these years is this. And so that's why we also felt like it was so important to just be here and enjoy watching it with all of you.
It's not just Joe and I
Not
who
yet.
are doing this. It's you know, it is his girlfriend Kaylin. It is my parents. It is J&L Market who let us use that location. It's my cousin Cole who came literally within an hour of me calling him saying, "Hey, we need this now if you can." And he came right away and delivered.
So Cole, if you are watching this, I just personally thank you for going out of your way to be able to make this film be complete, because honestly, you were the link that put this together when I was not able to be there. So seriously, from me to you, I really thank you, because without you, this would have never been able to be possible.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, even my dad, who the light broke, he helped us fix it, and the show went on. A couple hours later than we wanted, but the show went on.
Yeah, the biggest message that I could put out of all of this is that no matter how many obstacles come up in your way while you're pursuing your final product, as long as you always continue to find another way or find another way around it, you always still get... It's not always the final product that you expected, but it will always end up being the product that you want. And that's one of my favorite things about working with this guy, is that no matter what the stakes are, no matter, you know, once the moment that we decide that we're going to start working, the work is not over until it is over.
You keep just trying, and when you don't think it is going to work out the way it is, it worked out better.
Yeah.
Happy accidents is what...
Yeah,
that's
I
what
love
films
that.
are. I don't have any
I
beer
love
left,
that.
but happy accidents.
In post, make my tooth do that shiny thing.
Probably sound like you farted too because your foot did the.
Thank you for trying to cover up my fart.
Oh.
Thanks for stopping by, everyone.
And watching these four walls with us.
Victory is ours!
Please, don't come back to bother me unless it actually has something to do with me.